back in the 70s, there was a psychologist, his name was Roger Callahan, and he had a patient named Mary who had an extreme water phobia ever since she was born. She couldn't even take showers, even just being in a couple inches of water in a bathtub, she would have full panic attacks. And he had been working with her for a couple of years and tried so many different techniques and nothing worked. So he actually started studying acupuncture, and just because he liked to learn new things. And one day when he was having a session with Mary, they were out by he had a pool, and because they were trying to work on exposure therapy. So, but he was listening to her and talking about how she had this fear, like was so much in her stomach when she was by water, and he's starting to think about, hey, the stomach meridian is right here underneath the eye. It's like, hey Mary, why don't you kind of start tapping on this area right underneath your eye while we're by the water here. So she started doing that, and shortly after, she actually got up and she jumped into the pool. So Roger Callahan was like, oh my gosh. And actually, even 20 years later, like after all this, Mary her water phobia never even came back after that. She just had something just energetically stuck in her, this fear that she was born with, and by releasing that, it was gone. It doesn't always work quite that quickly, but it actually still works pretty darn quickly for a lot of other intense fears. And then, so that was the beginning. It was actually called TFT, or thought field therapy. And then one of his students, his name is Gary Craig. He's the one that actually made it a more simplified process. And then that is what's more now known as modern day EFT tapping.